Aw yeah, another freaking Star Wars video, baby. Welcome back to the most in-depth Star Wars channel around. I've made a video on this before, lightly touching on the weapon known as the Duchess, as seen in Star Wars Rebels. But this time, I'd like to go a little deeper into it. This is my theory behind what may have happened to the Mandalorians, known as the Children of the Watch, between the Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. We never really get a definitive answer as to how such a class of skillful warriors was taken down, seemingly with ease. Remember, we only see the Mandalorian armor in the sewers. No bodies, no armor nor bodies of the enemy either. Not even a random weapon. But that isn't all. I'm also going to do a deep dive into why this weapon was even created by Sabine Wren. So sit back and enjoy some Star Wars theory and analysis. While I have your undivided attention, don't forget to smack that subscribe button like it's a fat booty or an unruly husband. Ring the bell to make sure you don't miss a single upload as well. Now, let's get on with it. In the Star Wars universe, advanced technology can be a double-edged sword. For every breakthrough invention meant to protect, there seems to be a darker side waiting to exploit its potential. One such invention is the Duchess, a devastating weapon of war created by none other than the Mandalorian warrior and artist Sabine Wren. Today we're diving deep into its origins, intended purpose, and the haunting theory that suggests a modified version could have been used to wipe out the Children of the Watch in The Mandalorian between seasons 1 and 2. Sabine Wren, a character many fans know and love from Star Wars Rebels and kind of love from Ahsoka, was a brilliant and creative mind whose skills spanned from art to engineering. Yet not all of her creations were things of beauty. The Duchess was a tragic chapter in her life, an invention that would haunt her and remind her of the fine line between technological progress and its abuse. But what exactly was this weapon, and why did it pose such a unique threat? To understand the full scope of the Duchess, we need to first explore what it was originally designed for. Sabine Wren crafted the Duchess during her time at the Imperial Academy on Mandalore. Its concept was ingenious, albeit horrifying. A weapon that could specifically target and destroy Beskar alloy. Not just the alloy, but those within it. The unique metal used to forge traditional Mandalorian armor. The weapon's energy-based design emitted a pulse that would superheat Beskar, causing it to implode and disintegrate. Sabine's intention was to create a weapon that could help enforce peace on Mandalore by limiting the power of warring factions. With the ability to target armor rather than people, Sabine believed the Duchess could be used to deter conflict rather than escalate it. But as is so often the case with technology in the hands of the Empire, the weapon's potential was immediately twisted for darker purposes. The Empire had a different vision for the Duchess. They saw it as the perfect tool for subjugating Mandalore. The weapon was no longer just a deterrent. It became a means of systematically exterminating Mandalorian resistance by targeting their armor, the very symbol of Mandalorian identity and culture. The Duchess could effectively strip Mandalorians of their protection, leaving them vulnerable and easy to control. Sabine was horrified when she learned how the Empire intended to use her creation. The very thing she designed to end conflict was now a tool for genocide. Filled with guilt and anger, she ultimately led an effort to destroy the weapon and all related data, hoping to erase it from history. But as is often the case with the Empire, secrets rarely stay buried. Fast forward to the events of The Mandalorian, specifically the gap between seasons 1 and 2. In season 1, we see that Din Djarin's covert is alive and well, hidden beneath the surface of Navarro. However, by the time we reach season 2, a haunting discovery is made in the sewers. Piles of Mandalorian armor are scattered about with no bodies to be found. What happened to the Children of the Watch? Could Moff Gideon have revived Sabine's invention, modified it, and weaponized it for his own purposes? The theory goes that Moff Gideon, ever the opportunist and a man obsessed with acquiring power and control, might have come across the remnants of Sabine's work on the Duchess, or even a hidden file that was backed up. Given his connections and resources, it's not impossible to imagine that he found a way to modify the weapon, making it even deadlier, all while saving the Beskar. Rather than just targeting Beskar itself, Gideon's version could have been fine-tuned to disable Mandalorian warriors by affecting the wearer rather than merely destroying the armor. This could explain why we see armor left behind in the sewers, but no trace of bodies. A modified Duchess might have emitted an energy pulse that incapacitated the Children of the Watch, causing them to be captured or simply leaving them defenseless. The armor would remain intact, while the Mandalorians wearing it could be taken away, or worse. There are several details in The Mandalorian that lend credibility to this theory. First and foremost, Moff Gideon's knowledge of Mandalorian culture and technology seems unusually extensive. He possesses the Darksaber, a relic of Mandalorian history, and appears familiar with Mandalorian tactics and traditions. If he had access to classified Imperial data, or even surviving engineers who had worked on the Duchess project, modifying the weapon wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility. The scattered armor seen in the sewers of Navarro is another clue. In traditional Mandalorian conflicts, fallen warriors would have been either reclaimed by their comrades or left as part of the battlefield's aftermath. The absence of bodies raises the question of whether the Mandalorians were forcibly removed or disintegrated. A modified Duchess weapon could explain why the armor remained behind while leaving no trace of the warriors themselves. If Moff Gideon did intend to utilize a modified version of the Duchess to attack the Children of the Watch, it would be a profoundly strategic move. The Mandalorians rely heavily on their Beskar armor as both protection and a cultural identity. Using the weapon to neutralize their strength while leaving the armor behind would send a chilling message. Even the strongest metal in the galaxy is no match for the Empire's technological might. But then we have to ask ourselves, why didn't he use it to defeat the Mandalorians in Season 3 when they attacked him on Mandalore? Well, it isn't outside the realm of possibility to think Moff Gideon felt like he had the upper hand on the Mandalorians. They were all scattered, most of them defeated, and didn't expect an attack on his home base on Mandalore. He also felt he had himself become a superweapon, along with his upgraded forces. Keeping a weapon such as the Duchess on Mandalore could have been seen as a bad idea on his part as well. Also, let's not forget the arrogance of the Imperial officers. Yeah. Furthermore, using such a weapon could allow Gideon to gain control over any survivors. With the Children of the Watch incapacitated or scattered, Gideon would have the opportunity to extract valuable information from any captured Mandalorians or force them to serve the Empire in some capacity. We saw that happen with Garth Saxon. It also serves as a psychological tactic. By desecrating their armor and stripping away the protection of Beskar, he would be attacking not just the Mandalorians' physical defenses, but their cultural identity and morale. For Sabine Wren, the weapon she created was a source of immense guilt and regret. Even after destroying the original version of the Duchess and vowing to never allow such technology to fall into the wrong hands, it seems the echoes of her invention still haunt the galaxy. If Gideon truly revived or replicated aspects of the Duchess, then Sabine's fears about her invention may have come full circle. This scenario also raises questions about how Sabine Wren would react if she learns that her technology was used to attack the Children of the Watch. Would she blame herself for the tragedy, or would it fuel her resolve to stand against the resurgence of Imperial tactics that continue to threaten her people? This theory not only adds depth to Gideon's tactics in The Mandalorian, but it also enriches Sabine's story arc as she confronts the legacy of her past choices. While it remains speculative, the idea that Moff Gideon used a modified version of the Duchess provides a chilling explanation for the disappearance of the Children of the Watch. The scattered armor, the absence of bodies, and Gideon's obsession with Mandalorian culture all point toward the possibility of a weapon specifically designed to exploit their greatest strength, their Beskar armor. It's a reminder of the ongoing struggle in the Star Wars universe where the line between innovation and destruction is often blurred. What began as Sabine's effort to protect her people was twisted by the Empire and may have continued to haunt the Mandalorians long after the original weapon was destroyed. And let's not forget, often weapons created to deter war create war, even in our own world. But what do you think? Could Moff Gideon have revived the Duchess? And was it responsible for the disappearance of the children of the Watch? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more Star Wars theories and deep dives into the galaxy far, far away. This is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, may the Force be with you, always.